It's now my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Dean Larry Stauffer. Since 2011, Larry Stauffer has served as Dean of the University of Idaho College of Engineering, one of the Northwest's premier engineering colleges. With a statewide presence, the college is known for hands-on educational programs and excellence in research. Dr. Larry Stauffer has been a proud Vandal since joining U of I in 1987 as a faculty member in the Department of Mechanical Engineering. His Vandal career includes appointments as Director of College of Engineering Programs in Boise, as the U of I Director of Tech Help, as the Director of the Engineering Management Master's Degree Program, and as Senior Associate Dean. In addition to his academic career, Larry worked as a design engineer with Westinghouse Electric at the Idaho National Laboratory and as a designer of manufacturing processes at Hewlett-Packard. He holds a doctoral degree in mechanical engineering and has been a registered professional engineer in Idaho since 1991. I want to point out that the podium he will be using right there is the original podium that was used when the administration auditorium was rebuilt and dedicated in 1912. It is one of our historical legacies. Please welcome our 2016 commencement speaker, Dr. Larry Stauffer.
Adjust this thing up. Okay. Well, thank you for the opportunity to give this commencement address, and thanks for having to brave this winter weather. I appreciate that. I hope in the next few minutes I can say some words that will help you think a bit and maybe even smile. So, being an engineer, I decided the best way to prepare today would be to collect data. So I began a couple months ago talking to people, mostly students, and I said, I'm giving the commencement address this fall. What one piece of advice do you have for me or for the students, those of you sitting out there? I received 76 pieces of advice. I then had the data categorized with an inner reliability rating of over 95%. 34 pieces of advice were for me and 42 for you students. I then consolidated similar expressions, removed those that just wouldn't fit in. One student said, tell a Star Wars joke, because I know I'm a Star Wars fan. I love Star Wars. Oh, by the way, Rogue One, a Star Wars movie, opens December 16th at a theater near you. Are you psyched? All right. Okay, and so since I'm such a huge Star Wars fan, this is only for graduates, but if you count the number of times I say Vandal in my address, if you're the fifth person that's correctly tells me that during the reception, I got 2 passes to the Star Wars ticket here for you. Any Regal theater you want to go see it in. Okay. Vandal or Vandals, plurals count, that's fine. So here's some of the advice that I was given. Someone said, keep it short, be funny, be personal, be honest, be positive, be nostalgic. Speak from the heart and make them cry. Oh, I love this one. Provide a personal story of failure. Okay. And then someone said, everyone's so excited, don't screw it up. Okay. So no pressure. So here's my address. So welcome students, faculty, staff, administrators, regent, parents who pay the bills, friends, and mostly our soon-to-be Vandal graduates. The data said keep it short, so I'll make just 2 points. My first point is to not be afraid. Don't let fear paralyze you and move forward. Reading over the 42 pieces of advice to give students, many of which were from students sitting out here today, I actually was really concerned. I received comments to tell them, don't be afraid, don't give up on yourself, make it seem like everything will be okay even if it's not. Keep it lighthearted because graduates are scared. It's a scary time to be inclusive of everyone. Keep it positive, not about the end of the world. Well, some of you today may just seem like it is the end of the world. We have just come through the nastiest presidential campaign I can recall, and we're still in the midst of recounts. We now have sanctuary cities pitting local jurisdictions against the federal government. Extremist groups have become more visible. Terrorism is a part of our lives, and international tensions are high. Even the greatest invention of your generation, the internet, is plagued by identity theft, sextortion, fake news stories, not to mention Twitter. It's easy to let external events get in your way and to let them define you. So here's the personal story of failure. So when I was a teenager, I lived on a small farm in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And you may think of Virginia Beach as a place of high-rise hotels and sandy beaches, but to me, it was more about crop fields and shoveling horse manure. I raised many animals, and I decided to be a veterinarian. As a student, I took the minimum number of courses in high school, and I worked construction in the afternoons and weekends to save money for college. But I had a setback. It was my 11th grade math teacher. He told me I was no good at math, and I was not smart enough for college. He said I should just get through high school and stay in construction. And I thought about that. But after months pounding nails and watching my coworkers sipping Southern Comfort on Saturday mornings, it just wasn't the life for me. And so I made it into Virginia Tech University. I majored in animal science to become a vet, but again I had another setback. In my first semester, I nearly failed 2 classes, anatomy and houseplants. Why? The same reason. I couldn't spell the Latin names of bones or plants. I'm just a terrible speller. And in those days, students had to have a 4.0 in order to get the few slots in the vet school. So I was tempted to give up and go back to construction, but I loved college. And so I found a new major called mechanical engineering, and I thrived. I loved calculus. Neener, teacher. And I've had a great career. I love what I do. I still can't spell very well. I use spell checkers all the time, but it's been great. Soon after switching to engineering, a grad student told me something I'll never forget. He said, "Grab the bull by the horns. If you don't, you'll catch the tail and you get pooped on." And I tell this to all my incoming freshman engineering students. Where are you? Where's the engineering students? Yeah, right there. So I had you in your freshman orientation, so you may remember that. But I'm telling everyone here today, that's been such good advice for me. Don't be afraid of setbacks or external events. Don't let others define you. Move forward. Take the bull by the horns. The future for college graduates today has never been brighter. Our country is near full employment. The U.S. economy has been growing for 7 straight years. The stock market's at an all-time high. And while it's true that our problems around the world, in the U.S. at least, you are entering the best economy the world has ever seen. As Franklin D. Roosevelt said in 1933, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. And that's as true today as it was back then. Don't be fearful, be thankful. My second point is to stay connected to the Vandal family. That was just one time, not the slip of the word. Okay. Some of the other pieces of advice I received to convey to you are, college is a lot of work, so congratulations. Congratulations, you're a Vandal. Once a Vandal, always a Vandal. Keep in contact to the U of I and give back. You're now part of the Vandal family. As you now know, I'm not an alumnus of the University of Idaho, but my wife and 2 of my 3 sons are graduates of this fine institution, just like you are about to become. You are Vandals, and you should be proud of that. As a graduate of Virginia Tech University, I was a Hokie. And in case you don't know, a Hokie is a castrated turkey. I also attended Oregon State University for my PhD, so I'm not only a turkey, but I'm a Vandal. I'm sorry, a beaver. Sorry, they're the Beavers. When I came to the U of I in 1987 as a new faculty member, even though I had no idea what a vandal was, I knew it had to be more respected than those two. I think a vandal is a brave and a bold mascot. Congratulations on that. I'm now in my 6th year as dean of the College of Engineering, and I must say how impressed I am with the alumni of our college. Nearly every week, our alumni are on campus, in the classroom, talking to students, helping with a project. I see they bring equipment into the labs. They give career advice to our students. Earlier this semester, one of our recent graduates who was living in Seattle sent me an email and asked, could I help him get a job in Boise? So I sent an email to one of our alums in Boise, and a month later, he was working there. Vandals help vandals. Help me turn this page. All right, there we go. They also give to our college financially. I checked last week's giving report for our college, and I noted 43 gifts. And this happens week after week after week. So, Hannah and Mark, our alumni supported your scholarships. Jason and Tessa, our alumni supported your laboratories. Katie, Tyler, our alumni supported your classes. And Kelly, Shannon, our alumni supported your student clubs and your projects. And I know other colleges at this university have the same kind of engagement from their alumni. You may have heard the African saying, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it takes a vandal family to educate a student. So when you leave here and become an alumnus of the University of Idaho, stay connected. Give of your time and your money and help those that follow. And there is yet one more reason to stay connected that has to do with reputation. I visit many companies every year as the engineering dean. I do that. And I hear from their management how impressed they are with our graduates. They use words like hardworking, smart, no sense of privilege. You're fortunate because as you leave campus here today, people in the outside world already assume that you are bright and you're capable because you're a vandal. And you will always be a vandal. 5, 10, 20 years from now, nobody's going to care about the reputation of the University of Idaho as it is now, but they will care what it's like in the future. So you owe it to yourself to stay connected to the University of Idaho and keep your reputation strong. In conclusion, I want to go back to the data that I collected in designing this address. It was suggested to me, end with a takeaway of a few words, or end with a catchphrase. Someone else said, no one will remember anyway, which that may be true. I confess, I don't remember my commencement address. But to recap, I have just 2 takeaways that I hope you will recall, either for a day or maybe longer. Remember to grab the bull by the horns and stay connected to the vandal family. Or as Yoda would say, bull by the horns you grab, connected to the vandal family you must stay. Congratulations, and may the force be with you.
Larry, you need to come back to the podium for just a second. Just a little gift for you. Thanks for giving up. Thank you. Thanks. We appreciate your leadership on campus and appreciate sharing at least most of your story and of course, your wisdom today. Thanks very much.